Welcome viewers to another video. And this video has to do with a serious topic, kind of about how like the education system is failing a lot of you guys. A lot of my students, a lot of my former students, a lot of my friends' former students. And what I mean about that is kind of particularly towards minorities. Because when I taught a lot of minorities. And you know, we kind of have it hard. I know people say that almost everyone has the same opportunities, which could be true. But the fact is, due to other factors, it's really hard for us to achieve those opportunities, you know? Because before I kind of taught in like Los Angeles and started teaching kind of more at-risk kids, I kind of taught at the Ventura Unified School District, and they really ran everything pretty well. Like they had the best programs, like the best bands, like pretty much all the resources they could have, and that's like free. The students that go there get it for free. And then like coming back to the schools that I work in now, like they don't have those type of programs. They don't have those type of fundings, and it really hurts the kids because the minorities especially, because they say, oh, we have the same opportunities, but if you go in these like more richer schools, they had all those stuff, but you go to where we at and we don't have none of that. And because of that, we're already placed behind, and we already start behind. Like from the moment we come out the womb, we pretty much, most of us kind of start with basically nothing. And the fact that we even put more behind when we don't get these opportunities, we're really fighting an uphill battle is what I'm trying to point out. And this pertains to the students I currently have, the past students I currently have. And what really got me to discuss this topic is because I was speaking with a former student, and we were just kind of doing like an update. And he was talking about how he wanted to work out and stuff, because you know I'm a bodybuilder too. And he said that I told him it should be easy for you to work out because you get that free gym membership when you're in college. And he told me that he doesn't go to college anymore, and that really hurt my heart right there, because this student was a Latino, and you know already he's part of like in the minority group. And I was happy to see, oh, he's going to college. That's how he's gonna like get the high paying jobs when he gets out. But he dropped out. I don't know whether it's because he wants to make money now, because he did say that he dropped out because he dropped out and he got a new job. But I don't know if it was hard for him or stuff like that. But the thing is, that already puts us at disservice, because when you drop out of college, you're not going to be eligible for these high paying jobs because you know you don't have the qualifications. But if you start with that blue collar job, you're barely going to be making anything. It's good. You got to think in the beginning, oh, money is money. But then while the years go by, like you're going to be stuck at like $17 an hour. Lucky if you're making a $20 an hour. But like in my case, I know for a fact that if I stay in the career that I stay in, I'm going to eventually make like six figures by the time I'm like 33 to 35, because of my degree and because of my qualification. Because you guys didn't know, teachers get paid based off how many certifications or credits they have, and I'm almost maxed out. Like there's like 7 columns and I'm column 4, and the good thing about that is that I can get more credits while I'll still be being a teacher, and I plan on going to column 7. And if I reach column 7 by like when I'm 33 years old, then I'll make 6 figures. So, but people who drop out of college and go straight to the blue collar jobs will never have that option, because a raise happens like once in a blue moon. Like you don't know for sure a raise is gonna happen. So you're gonna be stuck making those like $17-$20 an hour, and they'll probably never make 6 figures unless you get a second job or actually get into your head that you need to start a career. And this student that I had was one of my smartest students, one of the most charismatic students. So I knew this guy had like the ability to succeed. But I really have to blame the kind of institution that he was in, you know, because if an institution doesn't ingrain like the work ethic, the things, this type of things to you, they don't tell you what to expect in the real world, then you don't know what you're missing out on. Like if he didn't ingrain the work ethic, didn't prepare for college, then when he gets there, he's gonna be like, man, this is just too much. This is overload. Like I don't want to do this. I already like was in school. I don't want to continue on. But if it becomes a routine, like I'm gonna connect this to my gym. Like every time I wake up, I know I'm gonna go to the gym today, and it's been a point that I just a routine. Like I don't even dread it anymore. I know that I set aside this time for me to go to the gym, and that's because I kept doing it over and over again to build a routine. And if schools fail to make those students build that routine, that's when they're not going to get used to the school, because used to college, because college is going to be way harder. And that gets me mad, because I'm going to talk about my old friend school. If you guys really want to know what this school is, please DM me and I'll tell you personally, but I'm not going to disclose it here. I'm just going to say it's not the current job that I have now. I'm talking about my friend's school. So it's a different school, because school people from my current job are telling me, oh, I heard you've been doing YouTube videos about the worst school, and they think it's the one that I work in now. I was like, no, it's too early to tell. That school is fine. It has its issues, mostly due to attendance, but I feel like they are in the process of working that out. But this is another school that is so far like gone. And parents and students, if you guys want to know what that school is, please DM me so you can stay away from it. This school is so far gone that they were like step on the student. The students are basically just money for them, because schools get paid based on how many students they have. And the rates, the graduation rates and stuff like that. And my friend's school that he went into, I'm telling you, I know you guys keep saying, oh, we keep talking about this. They will falsify grades, and the teacher has to pass them off. And if a teacher refuses to falsify their grades, they will fire them. They will fire that teacher even before the year ends, just so they could give the students passing grades. They'll have someone else does not have a teacher credential take over that class to make sure those students pass, even though they don't know the content, because the person teaching it doesn't have a teacher credential. It could be a sub, it could be an administrator, has nothing to do with the subject. Just imagine someone who never taught music gives a music assignment to the student, and then they pass them because they were failing. And then they expect they're supposed to get that knowledge. Like, no. That's falsifying the grades right there. And they do this because when the school's graduation rates is bad, then they could close it down. And I know I keep saying this. This school had no one to keep them in check. And that's why people say charter schools are really bad, because it's just a money thing to them. They say, oh, this student is money. Our goal is to get him from point A to point B. We don't care if he learns anything around throughout the way. As long as he gets in here and gets out, then we're fine. We don't care what happens to him if he goes to college. We don't care if he learns all the necessary skills. Then we're fine. And that hurts me, because we're already behind. We're behind everyone else. We're behind the people in the rich schools, and yet they're making us more behind. And then they talk about how most of our minorities are in blue collar jobs, and that's why, because the education system does that. These institutions don't prepare them. These institutions only see them as money. They don't see them as potential citizens that can help the society. And it's sad, and that hurts me, because I really like this student. I still have contact with this student. Going to college is an investment in yourself, and that's how you get the good paying jobs. So please, if you're a high school student now, use this time to build that work ethic, to build that routine, because you're preparing for college. You're preparing for your future, and you want to get these done. You don't want to be procrastinating all the time. And that's a serious topic. How the education system, at least in communities with minorities, are failing them. Not only because they don't have the resources and opportunities, but because some schools with administrators just give up on the students. and they give up on the students because they don't care about whether they learn the content or not. They just care about them passing and leaving, no matter if they learn, no matter if they get the necessary work ethic. And I know firsthand, based on what my friend told me, that that's exactly what he went through. These administrators saw it was like a 6 to 12 school, so they built this terrible ecosystem from 6 years old. That means, no, not 6 years old, from grade 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 years of that student's life that destroyed. 7 years. That student will never be prepared. And like I said in my other previous videos, when these students are like so low performing, they classify them as like IAPs, where they could get even more money. More money. You know, they step in, these administrators who make 6 figures, step on these students and just tell them, oh, it must be something wrong with the kid. Like, does not have the ability to learn this. So just give us more money and, you know, we could pass him, but most likely he won't go to college. Maybe he could just work as a construction worker, not to say it's a bad job, or manual labor type stuff. He could be carpenter or stuff like that. You know, they don't want them to be like the lawyers and doctors and stuff like that, because in the end, that doesn't make them money. That doesn't make the administrators money. They want to get the money now. They want to get as many kids as they want and push them out, to get them out of the school and just say, oh, we have like 100% graduation rates. Give us more money because clearly we're doing something right. But no, what you really need to get are the rates that those students go to college, that those students stay in college, and then the students have like a career. But you can't get that data because it's out of your hands. And I know if you got that data, that thing is going to be like less than 10%. And it's sad, because it's sad. Like I think I keep repeating myself, because we minorities already start behind, and we have to work way harder to get the opportunities in order to compete with everyone else in the world. It's basically we're living life at the hardest difficulty. You guys play Dark Souls, where we're using the deprived, what is it, character? You know how they have like the sorcerer, the pyromancer. I used to play Dark Souls, or what is it? Elden Ring. I used to play that. I might do a video on that. The deprived is basically you have nothing. You have no clothes. You have the lowest stats, and you just imagine you try to kill a boss when you have nothing. Yes, you just imagine as a minority you try to succeed when you basically start with nothing, or very little. And at least that's in my case. Like, I kind of grew up in these neighborhoods, and in my mind I always thought that I needed to go to college, and it did pay off, because with college you have more options, you have more opportunities, and the opportunities are what we need, you know. And then all these haters be saying, oh, you guys all have equal opportunities. There's not no imbalance. And like there's this imbalance, because even though we could have access to those opportunities, let's just say, it's like I'm putting it in a game level so you guys can understand, we can't reach that level. We don't have the stats because it was never built on, because we started with like the lowest stats, because we basically started with nothing. And then this training that we did, these schools that we go to didn't prepare us, because they didn't have the best stuff and best funding and best programs. And then when it's time for us to try to go to these colleges, it says, oh, we can't hang with these higher level bosses that we have to like fight, or higher level or areas that we can't go to. And, you know, we just quit and we go back to the lower levels bosses, where we don't get as enough experience, or like, well, souls, if you're talking about the Dark Souls. That's a good analogy. Like, if I put it in easier words, because we weren't trained, because of the education system didn't train us, because they didn't have enough programs. They didn't have the best programs, at least compared to the other schools that I went to. When it's time for us to go to these colleges, we're not going to be prepared, because it's going to be too hard. And then on top of that, not only do we not have the most programs, we have administrators who don't care and only care about money. because I know that because that happened to my last teachers. So students who are watching this now, please invest in yourself. And you always have me as a resource. I tell my students all the time, I'm a music teacher, that I charge $50 for private lessons to other people. But my students that I currently teach could get those lessons for free. So if you just want me to teach you an instrument, if you want some workout advice, just tell me. I will never charge my students. Because I know, your success is enough payment for me. Watching you guys succeed is enough. Watching you get stronger, watching you get better at playing the guitar, that's success for me. Because I know that we already started low, so I don't want to make it harder for you guys. So that's a quick update on how basically the education system really needs a rework. And you really need a way to audit these administrators because they have no one keeping them in check. Most of them have no one keeping them in check. And once they get to the administrative role, so easy for corruption. Really easy for corruption because you're like on the top. No one's there to tell you what to do. And power corrupts. And the teachers who are in the trenches, the teachers who are with these students, the teachers who make the connection with these students, know what's best for these students. There is limited for them what they can do. And they know what the students need. But if it doesn't fall in line to what the administrators want, they're going to get you out. Because in the end, their profit is worth more than the student's education. So again, recap. Parents, students, if you really want to know the name of this school, please DM me on my Instagram, brownsteel749. Follow it too. And like, comment, and subscribe in this video. Yeah, see you in the next one.